that kind of instant feedback. There's also something you'll see with this, which is kind of like that progressive kind of like feedback on the fire, which is really
but more of a familiar kind of gunplay back into this particular role, and I really like how this gun sort of turned out. It doesn't really have any sort of like spread out as you fire it. It's a little bit inaccurate, but overall just a powerful weapon that brings his DPS like pretty. It's not going to like compare to a lot of damage, but for support, whoa,
it's pretty good. All right,
it's good.
Well, we've got his weapon. Can we check out his healing and explain a little bit about how this works? I see the Lotus over his head. I saw it flash in his left hand too. So what's that actually doing right now?
All right, now the allies at full health right now, but if they were damaged, they'd be getting a nice chunky heal for a long time. That is, this is like basically a heal over time that lasts about 10 seconds. And it goes at about like 250 health per second, so it's not as, you know, like crazy healing power as like a Maldamba or Ceres, but the time that it stakes on them can really add up if they're in the fight or if they're just like poking out from corner and corner.
Can I have multiple of those out at the same time?
Yes, you can. The cooldown on this is already at like 8, and the lifetime on this is 10. So if you keep your heals going, if you keep your cooldown cards up, you can get your whole team like buffed and healed and good to go for the entire fight.
All right. Well, you showed me how to kill people. You showed me how to heal people. Oh, what else does he do?
One more thing about this heal that it's also one of the only heals that does not require like line of sight to actually apply.
So what you're telling me is, if my buddy Garrett, if we queue together, which we don't, because he's not a very good friend, and he's playing Maeve.
I think my new favorite sort of CC in the game. It is it's called Void Grip. What it does is it lifts up the opponent in just a couple of spaces in the air. And while they're in the air, like, they normally can't move, and they're just kind of helpless there, and it's just the greatest thing for like setting up kills. Like this with a Ruckus, like just firing on the point, you just lift up their enemy front line or something, they just melt, and it's
but it's the Rabbit or the Hare which plays into his movement there.
Yeah. So right now we're seeing Stellar Wind, his movement ability. It basically locks him out of using all his other stuff while he's in this state, but it is a toggleable state that just like gives him a big speed boost and also increases his jump height and lowers his his fall down speed. So you can, like, if you're just out of range, just, you know, F right over there and get him. It's made very simple and easy.
All right, let's check out the ultimate. I can see us setting up for it. Yeah. Going behind a wall, that's a little strange.
I didn't see the
Might have been
Let's do it
close to
again
the
where we
wall.
can see the animation.
Yeah, but as you could kind of see there, it is a piercing ultimate that pretty much just creates this massive laser beam throughout the entire map, and just
All the way?
all the way.
But not their spawn room.
Not okay. Yes, there are some safe places that would be kind of unfair to kill them in.
All right.
And you also can't use it in your spawn room.
Let's just see it before you go behind the walls. Let's just see it like just straight up, like
Straight up pentakill. Let's do it. Ooh.
yeah. So you can kind of see the size of it with that grouping there.
It's pretty big, goes through walls, and does fat damage.
Yeah, it's like 2,400 damage. It's going to one-shot most of the cast.
He's got a bit of an ironic voice line, too, that I love. Just don't step into the light,
Don't do it.
and you won't die.
Don't run
Good.
from the light.
Yeah.
Caroline.
Now, this ult isn't like, isn't going to like just be your... It's not going to kill people that easily, because what is actually happening here when you trigger it is you are locked in place, and you're also locked in terms of where you can look. And it takes like about 1.5 seconds before it's actually going to fire.
You gotta have good aim.